All right, today we're talking about building a digital fortress. But this isn't just about code. We're going to smash two very different worlds together. On one hand, you have the most advanced, mathematically proven security imaginable. And on the other, you have us. People. The messy, unpredictable human culture that can bring that whole fortress crashing down. I want you to imagine something. You go out and you buy the world's greatest lock. It is a masterpiece of engineering. It is literally uncrackable. But what good is it if you turn around and leave the key under the doormat? Or if you never actually show your team how to use the combination? This right here is the biggest challenge in security today. It's the massive gap between our amazing tools and our, well, sometimes flawed human habits. So first, let's talk about that lock. Let's talk about the tech. Because you have to understand, modern digital security, it's not a collection of clever tricks. It is a hard science. This quote absolutely nails it. This is the foundation of trust for our entire digital world. The whole idea here is that modern security isn't based on just hoping for the best. No, it's built on provable, mathematical guarantees that a system can flat out withstand specific kinds of attacks. So how does that even work? Well, it all starts with concepts like pseudo-randomness. This is the magic behind the scenes that generates numbers so unpredictable that it makes things like your encryption keys practically impossible for an attacker to guess. In simple terms, it's the reason why a brute force attack is just a colossal waste of an attacker's time. And the tools, believe me, they get even more powerful. I mean, check this out. Zero-knowledge proofs. It sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, right? But it's real. It lets you prove that you know a secret, like a password, without ever actually sending the password itself. Just think about that. It's a total game changer for privacy and authentication. Okay, so the tech is, for all practical purposes, unbreakable. So then why do we keep hearing about these massive data breaches all the time? If the code is so strong, where is the weak link? And here it is. This is the great security paradox. On one side, you have this fortress of technical strength, military-grade encryption, provable security. And on the other side, the human element. It's the phishing email somebody clicks on, the password written on a sticky note, the sensitive files shared on some random unsecured app. Our greatest technological strengths are time and time again undermined by our simplest human weaknesses.
So how do we possibly fix this? Well, the answer isn't to just throw more technology at it. The answer is culture. To get everyone using that perfect law correctly, we need what you might call a master key, the principles of scaling excellence. This insight is just so important. You can't just hand out a security policy document and hope everyone reads it. You have to intentionally scale the mindset and the behaviors of good security. You have to make sure that as your company gets bigger, its security culture doesn't get weaker. It actually gets stronger.
So how does that excellence actually spread through an organization? Well, there's a pretty clear framework. You start by designing repeatable systems, not just a bunch of one-off rules. Then you foster a culture that actually reinforces those good habits. You empower people to take ownership of security, and finally, you get really smart about knowing what rules need to be rigid and where you can be flexible. This whole thing is the blueprint for making security an instinct, not just another checklist to tick off. And right here, this is where it all comes together. This is the aha moment. We are going to fuse the unbreakable code of modern cryptography with this powerful, scalable framework for building an unbeatable culture. Let's see what this fortress actually looks like. Okay, look at how this works in the real world. You've got a cryptographic need, right? Like you have to mandate full disk encryption on every single company laptop. That policy will only ever succeed if you apply the scaling principle of balancing standardization and flexibility. That's how you get a policy that is both enforceable and actually workable for people. Or think about training for phishing-resistant MFA. You have to design a system for scaling Billy. That's what turns secure authentication into a routine, automatic workflow instead of just another annoying task people forget. You see the pattern here? The technology tells you what to do. The scaling principles are how you get it done consistently, everywhere, every time. So let's make this really concrete. Whether you're an employee on the front lines or a leader sitting in the boardroom, this stuff matters to you. Here's your action plan. For every single employee out there, you are the first line of defense. It's not about becoming a cryptography expert. It's about understanding the why behind the rules. It's about mastering the authentication tools you're given, protecting data as a daily habit, and learning how to spot the real-world threats that are absolutely coming for you. And for those of you in senior management, your role is strategic.
You have to be the champions for strong policies. You have to invest in real, provable security, not just checkbox compliance. You have to build the governance that makes it all stick. And maybe most importantly, you have to be prepared for when, not if, a crisis hits. So it really all comes down to this. Your brilliant engineering gives you a fortress with impenetrable walls. That's fantastic. But it's that deliberately cultivated culture of excellence that actually puts guards on those walls and teaches them all how to work together. One without the other is just a very fancy, unlocked door.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. In your organization, is security just another feature on a spec sheet? Is it just a line item? Or is it a fundamental mindset that's woven into the very fabric of how you operate? Because the answer to that question, that's what will determine the true strength of your digital fortress.